We are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pendik, near Istanbul, in Turkey, where it is blisteringly hot. Rolly Ray, East versus West 9. Rolly Ray's been dying most of the day. He's putting on a brave face and recovered. Had his mum here to look after him. We're also joined by the greatest of all time, ladies and gents, John Brazil in the house. These guys are going to be doing a great deal of tonight's commentary. And what a night, mate. 13 matches. 13 of the very best. Once again here, East versus West 9. And the match everybody wants to hear about, so we'll start with it right from the top. Is ERMES, the gladiator GASPARINI, in defense of the super heavyweight title against the most notable arm wrestler walking the planet. No limits, DEVON LARRATT. Has there been a more pressurized match for ERMES GASPARINI than this? We know he's faced Lamont Saganashvili, but has he ever been in this kind of pressure cauldron before, John?
This is going to be one of his toughest tests. I think, as well as Devon has done against recent opponents, Dave Chafee and Prudnick. Of course, he had a tough match with Gennady, but this is going to be ERMES' toughest challenge from beginning to end, from the setup. Setup's going to be so important, right? ERMES needs to get off fast. If it stops at any point during any round, it's going to lean heavily towards Devon.
It's funny you say that, mate, because we went for lunch today over the road. I was sat with Luke Pulcher, one of the referees. Over comes ERMES GASPARINI. And the first thing he spoke about was clarification on the setups again, even though there was an extensive rule meeting yesterday. ERMES is clearly concerned. He's clearly worried about that. He's clearly concerned about that. Do you think it's a legitimate concern, mate? Do you expect that Devon's going to really wind this thing up in the setups, right?
Of course. It's never been different. It's never been
There's
different.
no question.
There's no question. It's like part of the game. All the mental games throughout the week. He's been up ERMES all the time. Like, it never stops going. Like, we sat down, we're just having a beer, and even John was like, never stops. It never stops. It never stops. He just keeps going. So expect full warfare on and off the table every single second till the match is going.
Hey, anybody know this guy? Let's get him in here for a second. Never mind throwing water.
The
Ladies and
water
gents,
boy, the water boy.
Engin Terzi is right here. Engin, come over here, mate.
Come sit
No,
here.
I'm too shy. No.
Come on, Engin, come on.
Yeah, you're too shy. Since
Yeah.
when?
Ladies and gents, the man responsible for East versus West, Engin Terzi. Engin, we spoke about it a number of times on the lead up to this, mate. We've spoken about it while we've been here. This is a huge match. The biggest match probably in the history of the East versus West promotion, and you can feel it. You can feel when you walk around. Where's your head at? Are you feeling like this is going to deliver on the hype, or do you think one guy has the potential to run over his opponent?
If anybody runs over the opponent, it's ERMES, the possibility.
Yep.
If he cannot run over, then
And it's going to be a dogfight. I don't think ERMES has any give in him, so it's going to be a
ERMES
thing.
is ERMES because even if he loses his wrist, he
He's
knows
gonna
how
still
to
be in a
fight.
fight.
So if somebody is winning easy, it's ERMES. I said already it's 30% chance.
I agree.
And 20% of ERMES' chance of winning. Even if the match stops, he still has that 20% of winning. And then other 50% for Devon to stop the match and win. That's why I see 50-50. When I say this, people say, oh, because you are promoter, you want to promote, hype the event. But when John says, then what are they going to say? When Levan said the same thing, Reva said the same thing, LARRATT said the same thing. Anyone who knows arm wrestling knows that there is a potential war, 70%, which will be mostly favoring Devon. But there is 30% that ERMES may just, boom, run over. We will see how strong he is. But I can tell this, last 2 years is the rise of ERMES GASPARINI. And ERMES GASPARINI, the guys that ERMES beat, has nothing to do with Devon. They are not as tall as Devon, and they are not hand specialists.
Not as many options.
Yeah, I mean, like Gennady, Arif, Dave, and Jerry.
Yep.
Their style doesn't look like Devons.
Definitely.
So,
I agree.
and they are not built like Devon either.
I agree.
It doesn't mean that Hermes is gonna lose just because the guy is built different, but we can say the guys that he beat and the guy that he's gonna face tonight is different.
Different.
Built different.
He's
styling.
not going to be able to apply maximum pressure if Devon takes him out of position. That's what I see. I
Yeah.
mean, Devon can really shut down
Yeah.
a lot of your strengths.
He can. And people underestimate, they just look at the arm size. Okay, this guy's arm is 50, other guy is 47. Okay. I mean, what are we gonna do? Measure the arms and then give
But
the...
even in that respect, when you get the size and people are talking about the aesthetic, Ray, who's just over here. Ray, come in here, dude. We were speaking the other day, and Aramis said, look, you know, you've no idea of the power.
Frey.
How much power difference can there be in your minds? Do you think it can be so
But
significant?
Neil, when you talk about power difference, I and John talk, power difference where?
Right.
Here,
upper arm,
there,
upper arm,
here,
shoulder.
there.
Right.
Correct.
You still have
Devon
to
doesn't
trans-
really care about how big your bicep is, right?
Where
He
can it
only cares
neutralize?
about here.
It has
But
to end at the hand.
by saying that, Hermes has the strongest wrist that I personally felt whenever I grip up and then whenever he apply his power.
Yep.
But my pronator and Devon's pronator, different type of pronator. Also,
it's
there is
access,
something
isn't
they
it?
call it endurance,
Yeah.
called endurance, You understand?
Yeah.
You may be good 1 round, 2 round, 3 rounds.
Yeah.
We don't know. We will see that. So
The Hermes is going to have a very strong cup to be able to control Devon. Because you're right. I mean, if he doesn't cup, if he doesn't commit to a little bit of a cup, he just stays outside with the top roll, Devon's going to stop him with that pronation.
Well, he sort of alluded to that, didn't he, last night when we were after the press conference speaking to Hermes, and he said, my wrist is so powerful, my cup is so
Yes.
strong, I'm going to go right through him and turn over his pronator. I'm just going to cut, and I'm not going backwards. His height won't matter. I'm just going to go straight through, straight across, and blast him to the pad. Now, if he can do that,
That's
wow.
That's
yeah,
the
but
right approach.
it is not same as Jerry's pronator.
No.
No.
Yeah, it is different, Yeah.
And if
So,
you were Devon,
yeah.
where are you going to position yourself on the pad? Where would you position yourself to neutralize that attempt by Hermes?
Listen, first of all, we don't know if Hermes is gonna do what he says he's gonna do. Even if he is honest, I wouldn't call him dishonest if he is
He might
saying
just
something
feel
different,
something
to mislead the
change his
opponent.
mind.
Yeah, also, he can still think something and then feel something different. And because Hermes is not one-dimensional either. He can,
On the other side, will Devon change his tactics?
Yeah.
If Hermes is able to shoulder press him with a dead wrist, I mean, we've seen it with Gennady. He had to also turn into basically a hooker instead of the
I will tell you
pronation
something.
top roller.
if Devon gassed out against Gennady, but just if Devon gets the position that he get against Gennady, will not be the one who is gassing out tonight, because Hermes and Gennady are
Different
not the
animals.
same.
Yeah.
Hermes is just a
Drag car.
Terminator,
Yeah.
But he is not as good as Gennady about pulling in all kind of positions.
No, he's built for the fast quarter mile, quick, drag car. Now, another match we cannot overlook on this card, just because of the form of the athletes coming in here and the sort of that, whenever something's spicy, it's when that unknown, and there's so many questions surrounding your other super match core headliner. If you look at the guys in there, Rivas Lutidze, come in here looking massive, absolutely huge. Talking of massive, the guy he faces is an absolute giant.
Also, LARRATT looked very big as well.
Yeah.
Both
Oh
of them
my
never
God,
got
he's
it.
a
They
big massive.
both look very prepared.
Yeah.
Also,
Now,
yeah.
let's talk about the Dave Chafee thing. Obviously, there's been a lot of questions asked of the validity of Rivas Lutidze's dramatic win here when he ran through Rivas. Tonight, we get all those questions answered because there's no doubt that the Vitaly Laletin we're looking at here is really strong.
Yeah.
By his own admission, he's in good form.
I
If-
can only
if
tell
that
one
can
thing,
happen
that
again-
Dave Chafee of today is not the Dave Chafee of 10 years ago. I cannot say that starting from this match he didn't feel good. He had the neck issues for some time. So anyone who faced Dave Chafee in 2022, 2023 did not face the best of Dave Chafee. there is no excuse. You pull because we all have some injuries. He has on the shoulder. I have everywhere. You know. So, but,
I love it.
but, I mean, the guy. I mean, we don't know. My opinion. LARRATT and Dave Chaffee on that day, they both weren't in super shape.
Yeah.
LARRATT was out of that AMC event. Dave Chaffee was already suffering. So I kind of feel that two guys, both weren't in good shape. They pull against each other. Both of them weren't in good shape, my opinion. And so in the last May event, I think that Dave Chaffee was still the same. That wasn't near to his best, while we saw Revas that is still peaking, you understand? So what I just say, LARRATT that we will see tonight will not be the LARRATT that we saw against Dave Chaffee. That's my personal opinion. And the Revas that we will see tonight is one match. So where LARRATT stops? LARRATT stops here, and the Revas puts that all 350 pounds on it, or LARRATT stops him here that he cannot really put the shoulder behind,
My perfect scenario is that it lights up in the middle, bam, stops somewhere near the center, little gain from LARRATT, and then we are off. And I think if that's the case, we're going to be in for a hell of a ride.
I think that'll be an incredible. Every match here, I'm excited.
Oh,
there are
so
many
close.
questions. Like
So
even
close.
those matches, the first match, opening match, Thomas Mangi,
Could be great.
Incredible top roller against Dustin Hyatt, incredible hook puller.
Yeah.
So is he gonna hook him?
And
Is he
Dustin
gonna
will
top
even
roll
pull
him?
with his wrist back.
He can pull that way.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Listen, if Thomas top rolls him,
And he will not stop.
then I
No.
will tell you something. We will see a war. If Thomas,
Oh mate,
Yeah.
Dustin Hyatt does not have a backward step in him.
No.
For those guys who've seen him pull in the Monster Factory, you've seen him pull in Arm Wars, he has been like this, flattened out with guys jumping all over him, and he has not a backward step in him. Break your arm to win type of guy. So right from the get-go, there is potentially amazing matches. Now, talk to me about Vala and Samusha. This is a title match. Nobody's been talking about it. Both guys from Georgia, and Samusha is clearly nervous. I mean, he's walking around this and you can see.
Listen.
He's
I shouldn't say
Oh, yes.
this. I shouldn't say this, but like Samusha, like did not happily accept this match. He did it. He's like, I'm ready. Well, he said that the guy is very strong. Whenever I offer him the match, he said that. And then the Georgians that I talk, they don't think that it's an easy match for Samusha. Yeah, the guy. I was told that thinks that this guy, the Wala, had been doing it till 2-3 weeks ago. I'm not gonna give the other guy's name, training partners, but he was doing some crazy things.
Do you think Ikiti is probably the favourite coming in here then? Would you give Vala the edge? Do you think he may be a favourite? In his debut, going for the world
when you
title?
look at pure power and the style, we have seen David Samusha losing the wrist, and this guy is exactly attacking there, and he is very strong. But there is something also called experience and endurance. So David is strong, he has incredible endurance, and he is just incredibly experienced, very high level. Yeah. So I mean, all these matches, I don't know. I look at those guys. You, as I said yesterday, you think that you are a very strong guy until you grip up with those guys. Like this is, like there is nothing above this level. This stage. I look at those Prudnik, Dadikian, Irakli Dadikian, just like mind blowing.
So
he knows it. He knows it.
Oh mate,
Irakli and Dadikian, two speedsters, both going different directions.
Yes.
Dadikian wants to hook, wants to control with the cup, and Irakli's going back, but they're both out of the gate so quickly.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
I've got another one for you though, John. Talk to me about the new improved Super Todzilla. Because if you listen, when you walk around this hotel, you look at guys who've got there's a sort of steely,
high test.
there's a steely confidence about that guy walking around this hotel. Everybody seems stressed. Everybody seems like they're feeling it. Not Todd.
No,
Todd's walking around here, spring in his stride, couldn't care less.
2 beers in
I
hand.
got first-hand experience. I'm in really good shape. I've been training for the last 2 months, getting ready for Alexi, and boy, he just ran me over last week. So I mean, he's super strong. He's super ready. Hopefully, he's not banged up at all. He says he's not. He's fresh as a daisy. quote unquote. So we'll see.
Do you think that where you are going with your pronator and where Ibrahim is going with supination and shoulder pressure
Todd was so crisp off the go against me. If of course if he gets taken off center, he's going to have trouble, right? But if he's hitting like he was last week, I expect it to be on his side of the table, and
dominate.
it's difficult to pull that man out of off of his side of the table.
Do you think Sagoff can win a stopped match?
What?
Do you think Sagoff wins a stopped match?
No, listen, where it stops. At the center it stops, very hard. But if he is all over on Todd's bicep, like 2 inches from there,
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets that position. He could press Todd right away. I mean, if he's that good. But I'll tell you, Todd is crisp. He's going to be hitting hard off the go.
Yeah.
And looks amazing.
And the rule that we have been applying from the last East vs. West 8 and now, don't move.
Yeah, just go.
So
Just
I
go.
think it is not so much favoring the guys that is already ready, So I think it is for Todd's advantage.
And Todd's changed. He used to not load with back pressure. The guy that I felt last week was like there was no getting hold of him. I mean, the back pressure was incredible. So he's protecting himself by having that back pressure.
I am still so like how did Prudnik beat this guy that easily? Like I was like, how is it possible?
Super strong,
yeah.
strong cut.
Yeah,
Prudnik's got
and
crazy strong
And he's going to attack him in a similar fashion to
And
Sagoff.
John, super strong cup Prudnik, and then just remember Prudnik versus Devon.
Yeah.
That he couldn't even use his cupping,
Yeah,
and
he
now
got it in a little bit on that first round.
yeah, but he still was like this. He was just not like
he didn't
this.
commit completely to it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that there was the first, like, little bit after Devon had the first stem cell. It was like 10 months ago. No, 9 months ago. And since then, Devon is having the stem
better.
cells.
Yeah, he's
When I was in
gotten
Dubai, whenever I saw that he was directly diving into intentionally this, I was like, what happened to this guy? Like, you are almost 50 years old. You have never done this right away, and now
You can tell before you even feel the arm strength of Devon, just gripping up to his hand, you're just like, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
like a cinder block. What the hell's
Different-
happening here?
different-
it's
different
like
mountain.
concrete.
Different
but do you know why it is? That some people don't understand it, how much it makes difference once you feel healthy. Because for many years, any injured part, actually you are trying to adapt to pull without using those parts, and then you're becoming limited. But once you are healthy and then all those parts are coming, it can even make you 20% stronger. It doesn't give you your hormonal power like 20%, but you are getting support from many areas that you are not able to use normally.
And your confidence goes through the roof because you're happy then to go to those areas. You're happy to change things up mid-match. And for someone as versatile as Devon, that's a weapon. It really is. And a lot of comments have been coming in saying that Devon looks smaller here. He doesn't look as big.
I can say it look more like ripped and
Shredded up,
Yeah.
Looks in really good shape.
Yeah.
doesn't
Talking
he?
to him, he says he's lifting more than he's ever lifted.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're doing
I
gym
asked him-
numbers, he's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
I asked him like you were heavier against Michael Todd in Dubai, but your muscle mass. He said, at least I'm that good. He said I was fat over there because of the COVID.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off. That size comes with a little bit more power, but it takes away from the endurance.
Well, I
He
think
could
you hit the
be
nail on the
better.
head. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think one of the learnings or one of the big concerns, myself and Ray have both talked to Dev about this, was after the Gennady match, he was like, what the?
Where'd
I
my
didn't have
endurance
that
go?"
endurance, which has always been a real weapon for him. And I think that gave him a kick up the backside that he wanted to come out firing on all cylinders and he wanted to, there was a trade-off and the endurance is his ace card. And he wanted to have that up his sleeve because maybe he feels in his mind he can't out-punch ERMES in the strength stage. If it comes to red line, top end
I
strength,
tell you,
ERMES is...
Hermes is probably even the arm strength, probably even stronger than Levan.
He's
I would
certainly
agree.
ridiculous.
I would agree
I don't
if they would've
think
set
I
him
don't
on
think that Levan could hold Hermes like this.
No, probably not.
No,
Probably
but the guy just held on. Yeah.
And Hermes has, I mean, we're talking, 4 or 5 years ago when he pulled Michael Todd when he was quite a bit
Yeah.
smaller.
A lot smaller.
He understands the King's move. He can definitely deal with it. So
Hermes is one of
Smart,
the best
sharp.
arm wrestlers. I'm not talking about like stronger. I'm talking about the quality the
Quality.
coordination, the speed of the transition. Yeah.
I mean, Ray, you've obviously got Hermes picked tonight.
Yeah.
I wanted to just come back in here, mate. I wanted to just get a a breakdown on where you see the acid strengths of Hermes. Obviously, a lot of people will see what we've seen him do with Jerry. This is a different match entirely, but what do you see as the real ways that Hermes can unlock Devon's match?
You just continue.
Like usually the arm strength is the one that's gonna is the ace. The hand, I feel like eventually the hand can go if Devon does this enough, right? It will be very hard to hook Hermes. Like if he's not committing to hook you, I don't think Devon, maybe because he's longer, maybe there's a chance. But I think the back pressure, the hand, I don't know about the pronator, right? I don't know about inside, like internal rotation that Devon has, which is great. But the things that Devon can do those things slow. Hermes can do those things really, really fast.
Really fast.
And I think that's what play a huge factor in. For me, it's like Devon is such a hero of everyone's story that he comes to a match versus, let's be honest, better opponent than Gennady. The guy that beat Gennady, the guy that took Levin to limits, like that's the guy that he's facing. He's 10 kilos lighter. He's and everyone's still kind of picking him as favorite, right? That's the Devon effect. I love it.
But interestingly, a lot of people here in the building have got Hermes picked. A lot of people, when you just, who you got? There's a lot of guys coming back, Hermes.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have got Hermes picked here.
Just by going by the history and things, the thing is, Devon has chances of winning.
Oh yeah.
And if he can get his foot in the door, he'll find a way to win this match, to make it exactly how he wants to make it. It will be a bad day for him. He's been working all week mentally on those things.
So
Because
much.
The thing is, when you are so confident in your abilities, you feel invincible. But as soon as something goes wrong, like everything might shatter, like your adrenaline drop, everything, so you're in a different state of mind. And I think Devon was kind of feeding him, giving him that confidence. Feel more confident. And if I can take something away, I win big battle. So I think the match, I can't wait to see what happens.
It's a really fascinating mix potential, isn't there? John, who have you got, mate? If you had to go, and I know it's a 50-50 for you in many ways.
It's going to depend a lot. I hate to say this because I've said it before. It's going to depend a lot on the referee and how strict they are, and how the pre-match before the match, right? I mean, the setup is going to be such a key factor. If Devon's allowed to drag that thing out,
Devon
be a
has
minute, 2 minutes of
longer
Hermes not
everything.
feeling comfortable and putting up a fight, that's Devon.
This is one thing I wanted to ask. Do you think this match is sort of predefined in some respects, that we're going to see Devon go all kings, we're going to see blast fast finish attempt from Hermes? Do you think there is any chance that they make good on what they talked about and go into a hook in the first round? Do you think there's any chance that
Hermes
actually
wants
happens?
it 100%. Hermes wants it 100%. He doesn't want to strap. Because he also doesn't trust
No.
Devon.
Devon's spot on to think and worry that Hermes, to start in a hook, Hermes would definitely be top rolling from that position. He isn't going to stay in a hook,
Yeah.
but he wants the
He
hook
will-
to secure that cup a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think both of them.
Both of them are. Both
I don't
of them
trust
are
either one of them.
No.
I have no trust in them whatsoever. I don't think either one of them will do what they say they're going to do there, and I expect it to be absolutely war from the moment they walk in here, never mind get up on the table. The mind games, as you say, Ray, have been rife.
Every single second. Every time I see any of them together, it's on. They
Big
never
time.
stop.
They're
They never
stressed.
stop. Never stop.
Let's talk a little bit about the young man who's just making his way down the steps over there. This is one of the US's brightest hopes, Adam Brzezinski, the Warzone. Smaller than we've seen him last time here, but getting a lot of love from the fans. A lot of people feel like he could be the favourite in a match, but he's got an extremely difficult opponent in Artur Makarov. Makarov, as Engin said last night in the presser, sort of arm wrestles above the category in many ways. There's a couple of guys in there that are just head and shoulders. and Makarov is one of them.
Yes.
Who do you feel like is the stronger man in the match? Do you feel like the difference in the residual level in North America versus Eastern Europe is so significant that Makarov could actually be the stronger guy here?
Is he going to be fast enough? I don't see Adam losing if it stops, especially if it's in the center. He seems to be very comfortable in holding off and playing the end game. So Arthur has to be very explosive
Very
to
much
win this
strong,
match.
just overpowered.
He's got to be completely
And
overpowering.
Arthur isn't the most technical guy, so when he gets stuck in those positions, he might give some things up. And Adam is doing better and better and better in those positions as well. I hope it's a hook four. I feel like Arthur said, it's inevitable. Most likely we're going to end up in a hook. So, but it's very hard to say. Like the weight disparity right now, because Adam weighed in at 85, he's way over 90.
Yeah.
Right? And Makaro weighed in at 74 kilos. So there's going to be like big weight difference. Will it matter? I really want to find out. I think it might not even matter.
Yeah. Normally that much of a weight loss matters in a negative way, not a positive way.
Yeah.
Now, another guy we can't end the live without just touching on is one of the most endearing guys in the game right now. Has got to be Derek Smith. Derek Smith has been here twice.
Big pressure.
He's been matched against guys that we now know in
monsters.
hindsight, are absolutely nightmarish creatures. This time, he's kind of taken a step into the dark. Mehdi Abouvan, guy we've seen active. He was in the Emirov Cup for a number of years. We saw him at the World Championships. However, never the absolute upper echelon. And we know that there's no doubt about it, Derek Smith has got some real pedigree. Do you feel like he's a big favourite tonight, and do you feel like he will get that win for the US and for his confidence?
And there's a ton of pressure on him, right? I mean, you can't go
Kinda gotta win.
out now.
Yeah.
He won't get the invite back
Yeah,
from Megan
yeah.
if he loses this one. So
I
a
lost
big
one,
pressure
and
on
they
Derek.
don't invite me back, right? John too. John lost too.
Yeah, no, I'm on that same road.
You're on the slide, right now, yeah, right.
I'm on the watch list.
Yeah, we have to ask Derek, what do you do? How do you do, right?
Yeah, no, but it's still same situation for Derek. You know, flew halfway around the world. His sleep pattern's probably off. It's just not quite the same when you're pulling at home. So
He looks good though, doesn't he, John?
he does look
He,
very
he,
good.
he looks, if anything, lean, but in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, he looks like
He
he's
looks very
trimmed up
solid.
and he's very, very ready.
He's pulling with Larry Wheels now, so he's got some,
Yeah, he's
some
gotta get
heavy
that.
guns now.
Yeah, that physique
training
rolling,
with.
haven't you? It'd be nice, you know, nothing against Mehdi, but I would personally like to see, just for the confidence of Derek, I'd like to see him get something on the board
I
tonight.
think this time, really, it's a winnable match.
Yeah.
Right? It's a winnable match. For Derek, he's been, after a big win after Tim Breslin, he was thrown to the wall, in my opinion. And all those matches were overreaching by far. And we have a tape to see it. What I would love to see on the table, and we talked with Derek with this, if something doesn't go how you want to go, he sometimes is very passive. He just goes, clips up, waits for this, just do a false stuff. Just trying to either get yourself more aggressive or throw your opponent off their game or something. And like, do those things that you always talk about. Be tricky arms, be a little bit more tricky. Don't just rely on strength. Rely on trickiness as well. Maybe change some angles. Maybe, work a little hard. Like, all you need is Paul Lynn just there, just, shouting at him, just change something, do something.
Talking of Paul Lynn, every time I come to East versus West, I think, well, Paul Lynn can't be in any
Can't
better
get any
condition.
bigger, can't get any better shape.
Can't get,
Oh my God! If you look at Paul Lynn
no,
walking
he's-
around this place, holy living God, that guy's shape is.
Traps on top of traps. You know, it's like,
he
what
took
the
a
hell's going
train from Mordor straight away.
He
from
looks
here.
absolutely unbelievable, doesn't he? Now,
on? And it's arm wrestling strength, believe me.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
I personally think Ruslan Babaev's in
bodybuilder's
trouble.
body.
Is in trouble.
I think so. I mean, Ruslan's, don't get me wrong, Ruslan at his prime, killer. From an arm wrestling dynasty, but I feel like he's in trouble. I feel like Paul Lynn, you couldn't get him at a worse time. I think he's crept off his ears. I think he's really, really hungry for the win. He came up just short last time, and I think it left a bitter taste in his mouth.
Right.
Do you feel the same, John?
I
Do you
feel
think?
the same. Yeah, no, Paul just needs to keep the momentum going. We know he can do it first round, second round, third round's going to be the telltale. I mean, if Ruslan can get the stop in the third round, then maybe we have a match. But I for sure see Paul just fire.
Ruslan beats him, I'll be so impressed.
It's going to be later on, so if he doesn't.
But he's been off for quite some time from this high level of competition. If he beats Paul Lynn, because they don't even look like same species. Right?
No, I don't think I am the same as Paul Lynn. I think I'm nearer to like a manatee. And Paul, I don't know what Paul Lynn is, but he's not a normal human. My God, he's got the body fat percentage of a tooth.
Gorillas.
Holy, that guy is in incredible condition, mate. He's ridiculous. And Paul is another guy who seems laser focused. I was saying on a live earlier today, of all the guys you look walking around this place, I'm going to say Todd Ziller and Paul Lynn look like they're on a different. Yeah, they look like they are here to kill people. They just look super ready, super focused, and it's hard to look past that when you think, oh God, that guy's got it in the bag. Very, very, very good matches in prospect there. What should we talk about next, guys? I mean, I'm going to say one really exciting addition to this card is Maciejczak.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ivan is a guy with incredible pedigree, been in the game forever.
Yeah.
Not his favourite arm. Not his favourite arm. But his ability to hook people is incredible. Tonight, he doesn't have to work to hook the guy. This guy is going to go exactly where he's at his strongest. Do you think that David Arabulli is being fed to the wolves here, or do you think he starts as a favourite?
No, Maciejczak starts as a favorite. But in a hook, both guys can stop. Like with the top roll, you take the hand, and usually the guy falls, right? If both go in a hook, most likely there will be a stop if there's some sticky points on both of those guys. I would believe that Ivan would win a long match, but we'll see. I'm really excited to see him pull. Like you said, he's the legend of our sport, one of the greatest pullers of all time. The ability to get everyone in. The cutest thing I saw this weekend was him going up to John and asking John for a photo.
I didn't recognize him.
He was so shy.
It's been so long. I mean, I remember him as a little baby face kid, shoulder roller, but I was like, who are you? And
Who the hell?
And someone mentioned it, oh, what the hell?
He was like,
now I recognize you.
Sorry, I'm really sorry, John. Can
Yeah,
I please take a picture? It was the cutest thing ever. Vitaly's taking a picture.
Absolute quality. Now, John, I want to go back to a match that you were talking about. Again, a little bit overlooked on the card. And there's a number of reasons why, I suppose. We know that Yevgeny Prudnik is an absolute weapon. He will face Darikian first tonight on the left arm, as I understand it. That's Darikian's favourite arm. He wants to get out of that way. He's then got the sort of unenviable task, rising himself back up, getting himself back into contention to go against Saakashvili, a guy you're super familiar with. How the hell does that match go down? We've not seen David on his right arm for, I think he said 4 years. Okay. We do know he's active. We do know he's been training with killers.
Right.
Can he hang on to Saakashvili?
Big question, right? His injury was his elbow.
I believe so,
his hand strength, his cupping strength, yeah. I mean, it's all going to come down to that hand control and possibly speed. I mean, they're both strike power racers, but if David can get that hook in, then I think it's going to be lights out because he's so explosive on the side.
Brutal.
Horrible. Directly.
Yeah.
It's all about the hand in that match. I don't see it going to the straps. I think David will commit hard enough.
You think Darikian will get deep enough or get top rolled?
Yes.
Yeah. If there's a strap, it will be either
forward.
Here or
He's not going to go back at all.
No.
How much of a difference, for the guys watching at home, how much of a difference between being on the training table with high-level competition, being under the big lights, and it's for real? What is that difference going to bring to Darikian? You've got a situation where he'll have already pulled a potentially hard match. Speaking to the crew that are over with him here, they feel like he runs over Prudnik. They feel like it's a non-issue. He's going to kill Prudnik. He's going to come into the right arm still fresh. Do you think that's true? Do you think he runs over Yevgeny Prudnik left arm?
I don't have any experience with left arm, but I can't imagine anybody running through Yevgeny, even left arm. I mean, I think especially David's going.
Maybe he'll learn a few tricks from Devon. you know, how to make the match, because he sometimes is very passive, right? He'll, we saw it in had a match with McMahon with left arm. Right?
Yeah.
It was left arm match, right? And that was a weird one also. The greatest video of all time was made from that.
It was actually. It was. It was the by your arm and shout out to you guys. Love you. Absolutely love you. Everything they do. Brilliant. Listen, we need to wrap this thing up. We're about 45 minutes from show time. It is now coming up to 15 minutes past.
Okay.
Myself, Rolly Ray, John, got to get ready, get ourselves show ready and brushed up so we can all look like this. And we will see you in 45 minutes time. If you've not already bought the pay-per-view, please get yourself over there. Buy
Link
it
is
right
in
now.
description.
Links in
right
description.
here, everywhere on all the channels. You can find all the information. On West Pharmacy, we just posted times tables, so you know what. Pretty much in 45 minutes the event starts. Like we get in 45 minutes. Get the pay-per-view, support your favorite armor so we can do more. It's already East vs West 9. It's insane.
The talk is over, guys. Tonight's the night. ERMES GASPARINI. Look at how excited this guy is.
Oh.
Look at this. I'm going to give him my belt. Look at that look. What a beautiful thing that is.
There's not a single match that
Smell
there's-
that. Smell that, John? That even smells new. That smells like
yeah, fresh
about
off the press.
Penguins over there behind the camera beaming his ass off. That is a beautiful thing. Talk is over, guys. Tonight they compete for this thing. East versus West Super Heavyweight Championship of the World is on the line. Devon LARRATT goes to try to make it one more time to the top of the mountain. In order to do that, he's got to overcome the gladiator, ERMES GASPARINI. It happens in 45 minutes from now. If you are not already signed up to the pay-per-view, get over there, do it now.
One more time. If Devon wins this belt, he's the first guy in East vs West to hold belts in 2 different weight classes. Champ.
Oh,
Yeah,
Your best line.
right, we better go get our ass ready.
okay. Yeah. Well, guys, we'll see you on a live show. All the links in the description. Find it. Coresports.world. East vs West 9.
Let's go.
Right.